It's a Mexican Jewish cultural festival. Mexican Jewish cultural festival. There is scrambled and tostadas up a picking our piñata. We capiz when we lambada. How are things in Ensenada?
Welcome to the news with Juan Manuel. Hi, hello. Welcome to another stunning edition of the Jewish Mexican Cultural Festival. For the third straight week, we are going to be analyzing the school's behavior, sociology, and ideology in the respects of the Jewish community. This time we're going to be analyzing the Tarbut Hebrew School located in Coajimalpa, Mexico City. We're going to go through its history. For that we have an interview with an expert, and we are going to go with the behavior and the political views of its students in relation to what we have shown from other schools and the Jewish community in general. For all those of you who did not see the past shows, we're going to do a little overview for you of the Jewish community in Mexico. So the Jewish community basically consists of 50,000 individuals, in which the majority are secular, like 70%, and the rest 30% is somehow religious. We have many yeshivas there, but we're not studying the yeshivas rather than the secular schools. There are 9 secular schools in the Jewish community, or 8, depends if you count Merkaz or not. But overall we have 9 different schools. These 9 different schools belong to 3 different communities. The Magen David community, that is the community of the Jews who came from Aleppo in Syria. Then we have the Monte Sinai community, that is the community of the Jews that came from Damascus in Syria. And then we have the Kahile, that is the Ashkenazim Jews. Those are the ones who came from Poland or Eastern Europe. And then we have this other community that is the Sephardi, who are the Jews who came from Turkey and Spain. There are other 2 communities, those are Bethel and Bet Israel, but they don't have schools or educational systems, so we're not going to focus on them. The biggest of all communities is the Magen David, but really the people who control the communities are the Comité Central, that are the vice presidents or the president of high executives of the different communities that reunite to have an organization among all the Jewish community in Mexico that is highlighted by its most prestigious institution, that is the CDI, or Israeli Deportive Center. The Israeli Deportive Center is a center where kids and students and elder people go to have sports, to make sports. So it's a social place and it's an educational place, and that is very, very important to the Jewish community nowadays. Now we're ready to introduce to y'all the Tarbut School, the school of tomorrow. Well, what you were hearing before was the anthem of the Tarbut. It was a segment of Tarbut's anthem, Tarbut Shalili Olam, that translates to my culture to the world. And now we're going to see a little bit of Tarbut history to show you the statistics of what we thought Tarbut was a little bit more open than the other schools in the Jewish community in relation to political topics. So here we go with historian Natania Schwartz, who is also a teacher in Tarbut, and she's gonna tell us basically what's the ideology of Tarbut and what's its history. Thank you very much, Tania.
En sus inicios se creó porque en México existía una sola escuela integral, que fue la primera escuela, el Colegio Israelita de México, y por diferencias en cuanto al sistema de educación, Abner Alifas propuso que se usara el sistema de escuelas Tarbut sionistas de Europa, y entonces se escinde el colegio, se escinde el sector Tarbut del Colegio Israelita de México, y se crean tres escuelas: el Colegio Hebreo Monte Sinaí, el Colegio Hebreo Sefaradí y el Colegio Hebreo Tarbut. A diferencia de los demás que se quedan como solo sectoriales, Tarbut se crea con la idea de no solo ser una escuela sionista, sino de ser intercomunitaria. En general, el colegio siempre ha tratado de estar en la vanguardia en cuanto a sistemas educativos y en su posición con respecto a lo que ocurre en Israel, y tener una postura más proactiva con respecto a varios aspectos. Uno de estos ejemplos es un programa que se usó en los años 80 que se llamaba Tarbut Jerusalén, donde se utilizaron programas de la universidad, donde personas de la universidad, académicos de la Universidad Hebrea de Jerusalén vinieron a México y trabajaron en un programa conjunto que se dio en historia. Hoy en día se han actualizado los materiales y hemos tratado de estar en la vanguardia en cuanto a espacios educativos, a proyectos y a programas. Desgraciadamente tenemos el tope que nos marca la SEP, que en algunos proyectos que tenemos que seguir siendo tradicionales, pero hemos tratado de buscarle otro tipo de respuestas.
Gracias.
After Mrs. Netanya, thank you very much, Tania, instructed us and taught us about the history of Tarbut and the ideology coming from the top, we wanted to see how they translate to its students. So here we have this survey that we made to over 100 students here in the school in the last 3 weeks. And here are the results. Please put them on screen. Put them on screen, please. Okay, here we have this graphic. We made it blue, means in favor or important, that's important to them topic, and green means against. Green and blue are the colors of the Tarbut. That's a fun fact, is because Israel is blue and Mexico is green, but that's not very important right now so much as what the survey threw at us. So here it is. In abortion, 52% of the students say they are in favor of women being able to abort, and 48% said they are against or is not important to them. They believe, also 90% of the students believe, that intercommunitary schools is important for their education, and Tarbut is an intercommunitary school, and that's one of their main missions. So they achieve their goal there, and they achieve their goal in the progressive, probably here too. I think there's a higher average than in the other schools and in the Jewish community. In Israel position in Palestine, the majority are in favor, and 30% are against Israel positions in Palestine. But that is still lower than the average among Jewish schools, according to a survey that was conducted in 1990. That's the last survey we got because of security reasons. But Tarbut still ranked in Israel position in Palestine among the same that it does now. I mean, it hasn't changed a lot. And on gay marriage, Tarbut is surprisingly high, with 96% of its students being in favor of it and 4% being against. Israel over Mexico, 40% of the students say they prefer Israel over Mexico, 20% they say they prefer Mexico over Israel. 98% said college studies are important to them, and that also achieved the mission of a Tarbut school, People, also 60% of the people believe that it is important to be married before finishing college, and this is a community where the average woman marries before finishing college. So that shows us also what Tania was talking about on progressive. Lopez Obrador, I mean, they say they're against the majority. I don't know why. Tarbut looks like a leftist school, but really in Mexican politics, at least here in the case of AMLO, it doesn't look like a very very leftist school, but that may be more related to the social economic status of the people than to the Jewish factor itself. And against Netanyahu are many of the students, or 51% of the students are against Benjamin Netanyahu, and 37 are in favor, and that is encouraging to progressives when you take a look at the results over the rest of the Jewish community. So yeah, this graph shows us that Tarbut is indeed a progressive school according to the values of Avner Alifas. I mean, here we see. Clear. So, after we reach our conclusion, that's pretty much all after today. See you in next week of the Jewish Mexican Cultural Festival here in the studio. Thank you very much for listening to us, and give us a feedback you can have, just commenting on the page, Jewish Cultural Festival on YouTube. For real. I will have a commercial.